Welcome to a special episode of Who Watches This, where we have our discussions. Theme music. What's going on, guys? My name is Barry.
This is Colby,
and welcome to welcome to a nice little special discussion episode. Because for some reason now there's like 5 Sundays every month. we've been kind of running into a lot of 5 Sunday months.
Right? Yeah, and we usually record things in groups of 4.
Yeah, time is weird.
And we do have some old episodes from the before time.
But sometimes they don't like really coincide, or the audio quality is kind of bad. So we've kind of shelved those for like emergency situations, like this past month.
Or when we start our Patreon, maybe we'll do some special ancient episodes for our
from the land before time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so for this discussion, we are actually talking about Spider-Man, and it's at the time of recording June 6, 2002. So if you haven't watched No Way Home by now, you're not gonna watch it.
Right.
And so we're gonna have, obviously there's gonna be a lot of spoilers in this episode. So if you really haven't watched it yet, but you don't want it to be spoiled, come back to this episode when you finally watch No Way Home. But I can't imagine you watched Doctor Strange and you didn't watch.
You're listening to this because you're a movie fan, and you can't be like, oh, but I haven't seen any Spider-Man movies.
Unless like you're Colby, sometimes he won't watch movies that are too hyped.
That is true. I have that problem where I get overhyped for a movie that everybody says is good, and then I watch it, I'm like, that was terrible. Why did everybody like it? And then like 2 years later, I see it again, and I was like, that movie was fantastic. Why didn't I like that the first time?
Right. So maybe you're watching this, or maybe you're listening to this in 2024. I don't know. But if you... so before we start the Spider-Man, obviously we're going off the No Way Home, everything before No Way Home.
Yes.
So I want to ask Colby a question first before we start this whole situation. Colby, who is the best Spider-Man?
So, like, I've been thinking about this because we were, a couple days ago you said this is going to be our topic, and so I've been like running my brain a million miles a minute trying to remember some of these movies I haven't seen for a few years. And I think that like my favorite Spider-Man and the best Spider-Man are not necessarily the same thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I get that.
It's tough though.
Yeah.
I know which one is my least favorite.
Well, we're gonna get that. We're gonna know that by process of elimination when you tell us the best, or like what did you say? The best and the
and favorite.
Favorite, yeah. There you go.
So I really like Tobey Maguire. Like, it was like the original Spider-Man to me. Like, I remember seeing those movies in the theater. I know it's a long time ago, but I think those movies held up really well over the time period. And there's just so much. I'm like, he's a little too old to be Spider-Man, and he is like not quite nerdy enough. There's the problems, but like, I think that's my favorite Spider-Man. But I think Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man.
Oh,
like overall, like the Spider-Man who portrays the Spider-Man the best from like a comic perspective. Yeah, used to own a comic store, huge nerd, read a bajillion Spider-Man comic. I feel like Tom Holland like embodies the true Spider-Man the most.
All right. Well, Colby's wrong, all right? Because the best Spider-Man is Takuya Yamashiro, played by Shinji Todo from Earth 51778, also known as Killer Emissary of Hellman with Burning Passion and Destroyer of the Mushroom. He is your Spider-Man from 1978, the Spider-Man TV series from Japan. I really wanted to hit you. Have you ever seen any of these episodes?
When Spider-Man starts losing against Doctor Doom and he calls forth his spider droid?
You watched this? Yeah.
Yes.
Remember his suit would come out of his watch, right?
Yes. or for the people who like the obscure Spider-Mans, Italian Spider-Man. Respecto.
No, so to answer this seriously, obviously I'm on the same boat with Kobe as who my favorite Spider-Man is, right? My favorite Spider-Man is Tobey Maguire, obviously because he's like the first, you know, and Sam Raimi writes a lot of his movies with a lot of heart,
right?
You know, and so that's why I enjoy it. But I think. Right. And in this situation, the way I'm answering this question is actually I am separating Spider-Man and Peter Parker.
Okay.
Because I think the best Peter Parker is Tobey Maguire, but the best person or the best Spider-Man to me is actually Andrew Garfield. I love Andrew Garfield's banter when he's in the Spider-Man outfit. He is... Because it's like, like me, I've read a bunch of comics, not to the extent of Colby, obviously, because he had a whole store. I was limited by my wallet and and the trades at the Borders bookstore. But the banter, the quips that Andrew Garfield is able to do when he's in his Spider-Man costume and the delivery of the sassiness, the sarcasm. It fits a lot of the Spider-Man comics that I read.
No, definitely. He is the jokiest Spider-Man. I almost thought like his first movie I felt was like spot on with the jokes. And then the second movie, I almost felt like there was too many. Like they were like forced. They were like every time he says something, we have to make it quirky.
Well, because I think the reason why they did that was like, all right, the best thing about the first movie was the quips, and they're like, all right, well, let's just put as much as we can, But I because okay, like I don't like Andrew Garfield as Peter Parker because he's obviously way too good looking. Like he has this Gucci model body. He has this beautiful Steve Harrington hair.
Right. Yep.
I like. It's funny though because like in his original The Amazing Spider-Man movies, he is too cool. Right. He's a skateboarder. He looks kind of grungy. Right. So he looks like sort of like a Daria character. But in No Way Home, he's a lot more nerdier. And I mean, I guess we could really attribute that to it being the Amazing Spider-Man after Gwen dies, and after he's able to come back from the darkness that he had after Gwen's death, and all that stuff. That we could attribute that he's being more nerdy because of that. But I like that portrayal of his Peter Parker when he's like doing the science stuff, because like. Or like like in the scene in No Way Home where Tobey Maguire's like, oh, what's that? It's like, oh, it's my web cartridge, for web slinging and stuff. He's like, and he does like the and then Tobey Maguire does it from his wrist, and then you just see this hilarious scene of Andrew Garfield coming into the scene and looking at his wrist like very slowly, and I love those parts.
Yeah.
But like if we're just going based on their individual movies, I love. What's it called Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker because I think in Sam Raimi's movies it really seemed like he wanted to show the other side of Spider-Man who's not web slinging, who's it's hard for him to make rent, getting chewed out at work, super troubled relationship, and it's showing the balance of or the unbalance of how it is to be a superhero,
right.
Obviously, if you've listened to episodes before when we do like hero movies, I always told that Spider-Man 2 is Marvel's best movie. That is. I know that is my opinion. Everyone's gonna be like Endgame or Infinity War, or I forgot what it is called. Infinity Wars.
Yeah.
But see, like, so where I fall with Tom Holland, I think he's great, or he's good at doing both, but not great at doing both.
Okay.
But then again, so because like he's I like that he looks the age of a high school student when we start the series with him.
Right.
Because that's where Spider-Man originally started, in high school. But I think it's because the involvement with Iron Man that kind of made me not like him as much as the friendly neighborhood spider. Because we skip past the origin story, which is fine with me, because I think as a whole, for the generation, we know Spider-Man's origin story.
Yeah, we never need it again.
But like when we get introduced to Tom Holland as the Spider-Man, he is jumping into these these world saving situations.
Right.
That's why Colby likes his brother's movie, Ant-Man. If you meet Colby, you know Paul Rudd is just him. Colby is just a cheese-loving Paul Rudd.
But like you said, like that's a thing about the Spider-Man. It's him against a humanized supervillain. Yeah. Like it's somebody with a special power, but it's not. It's I'm gonna save this building, or I'm gonna stop this bank robbery, or I'm gonna. It's not. We have to save the galaxy. Yeah. I enjoy those movies, but I prefer the ones that are small enough that you could. I don't know. Like, not that they're realistic, but I mean, like that, like they're encapsulated into it.
Yeah, and that's why, like when we watch the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, they're only in New York.
Right,
which is fine. Like I love that, because then you get enough time with both sides of the superhero, right? And even in the second one, it could be world ending, because Doc Ock is making a sun, which if it goes wrong, it could just become a black hole,
right,
and kill the entire planet. But he recognizes that early on, and he tries to stop it. And then the main focus of it is Spider-Man trying to stop Doc Ock from building this potential Hadron Collider accident. And then in the third movie, we get aliens. We get a pouty James Franco. We get amnesia.
Right. And I almost like to say each one of the Spider-Man have two movies.
Yeah. You know what though? Like as much as what's it called? Reception wise, as much as people hate the Spider-Man 3 movie, it gave us some of the most, I think, entertaining memes that are still going on. Disco Parker, Bully Maguire. Colby, these lines that I'm about to tell you right now are pretty much classics now. Like, Goblin Jr.'s gonna cry. I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye. I'm not a very confrontational person anymore, not as much as I was when I was younger. But if I ever get in a fight again, you better believe someone's gonna get that line.
Right.
And actually, this is all leading to like the other questions I have, where we're really having like Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland, best and worst parts of their like moments, right? Mm-hmm. And obviously, Colby has displayed that his worst moment is Spider-Man 3.
I don't know. Sometimes I feel like you lose something trying to introduce two very different villains.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the
technically,
right? Some of the Batman movies did that same kind of thing.
The Joel Schumacher ones, all right.
Where like it was like there's a couple great Batman movies, but the ones that are the worst are the ones that are like, look, here's, Mr. Freeze, Poison Ivy, and Bane. We're going to introduce all of them and not really expand on any of them enough to make them good.
It is really a shame. Like, we're doing a little side tangent here, but like the Joel Schumacher Batman movies have top tier actors in them.
Right.
So like we have in that one we have Uma Thurman and we have Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? And the other one we have Jim Carrey and we have Tommy Lee Jones.
Yep.
The Joel Schumacher Batman movies. It felt like a what's called like movie. What's that stupid movie that everyone did to get out of their contracts? Movie 48.
Oh yeah.
It felt like that kind of situation because you have these top tier actors playing these villains, and the only one that really killed it was Jim Carrey.
Right.
Like if he was in the Matt Reeves one, I would have absolutely lost my mind. I was like, oh my fucking! You got Jim Carrey to play, and I feel like it would have worked so well.
Wow, so well.
Jim Carrey. He's still he's old, but he doesn't look old.
Right.
And he really just imagine, right? I'm gonna set the scene for you guys. I know this is supposed to be a Spider-Man discussion, but I want to set the scene of Jim Carrey in Matt Reeves' fucking Batman movie, right? It's Batman and Batman. He is investigating a scene where one of the people just got fucking riddled. Right, and one of my gripes about the Batman movie, it was the riddles were too easy. The fact that freaking Robert Pattinson could solve them in a minute was like upsetting to me. Like I wanted them to be super fucking difficult, right? But he's like reading, he's trying to figure out what the situation is. He doesn't get a postcard of a riddle this time. He's wondering. Batman is wondering. He's looking around searching for clues, being the fucking detective that he's supposed to be. The riddle isn't written, but it's in this room, right? And the scene is dark, one piercing light coming through a skylight, and he's looking at this dead body. Where's the riddle? And then all of a sudden you hear Jim Carrey from the top of the fucking balcony. He's like, he laughs, not like a Joker laugh, but like a little quiet meek laugh, and he's like, riddle me this, Batman. And then he drops from the balcony, but short stops with his freaking question mark cane. He's like, and then he drops one of the most difficult riddles that anyone could ever solve.
Right.
Haunting. But Kobe, all right, so obviously we know what Tobey Maguire's best Spider-Man moments are, and it's all in Spider-Man 2. Like every 1, 2, 3 all have golden moments, but the story for Spider-Man 2, Untouchable, there's plenty of YouTube videos on it if you want to do a deep dive on it. Right. But let's talk about Andrew Garfield. What is to you? What is his best?
I liked that he made his stuff. Like you said, it was, Tobey Maguire's, it's
natural.
It's natural.
Yeah.
And basically Tom Holland just it just got given to him. Like he makes his own little web slinger, but then he gets the spider suit from Tony Stark, and it's like, hey, put your silly string away, because we got
Edith. I don't know, like Karen. That's the suit's name in the first one.
So I like that he built his own. I like that it doesn't always work. Like there's a couple times in the movies where like he goes to like let web swing and it's like click click click.
Like, oh no.
Yeah, and it's either I'm out or it's jammed or like doesn't the lizard like rip it off or something?
Yeah. I think during the final fight he rips it off. He rips one of them off his wrist.
Yeah, so like I did like that part of it. I like that he's scientific and smart. I guess all of them, kind of.
Yeah, but he displays it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like when we get the Peter Parker with Tobey Maguire, he's more on the emotional side, and then but like we know he's a brilliant scientific mind because that's what Osborn says about him.
Right.
Right. But we don't really get too much of the science part. And see, that's what I loved about like the Andrew Garfield movies is because we get the science part.
Right. Like when he's with the Dr. Lizard, he's like, yeah. It's
Dr. Connors. Yeah. He devises the cure for it. And like honestly, like yeah, like what did you think about his relationship with Gwen Stacy in the movies?
Yeah, that's great too. I think they had a great chemistry together.
I mean, it helps that they dated in real life too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh,
that totally makes sense.
Yeah, and then actually, I liked Gwen Stacy's dad in there, freaking rescue me, rescue me. The only thing I didn't like about the first movie, I enjoyed the first movie for what it was. The only thing I didn't enjoy about it was that he promised Captain Stacy, he's like, I'm gonna stay away from your daughter. But then Emma Stone, you know, she bats those big doe eyes that she has, like, never mind, I'm gonna dick his daughter down. Like the turnaround of feeling bad that Captain Stacy died was very minimal. And then obviously the second part of it was the second movie, just introducing too many villains. How did you feel about them trying to do the parents for Peter Parker?
Yeah, like it's some of that's like I really try hard to separate my head like the movie from the comic.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like sometimes
it's a first, right?
Yeah.
I don't think they ever spoken about Spider-Man's parents.
No, and so it was like it doesn't fit, so it like pulls me out of the story.
Yeah.
So like it didn't.
Who was the Uncle Ben in the second movie?
Oh, it was Sheen.
Yeah, Martin Sheen's dad, right? Yeah. See, I actually liked his Uncle Ben because I knew him. I didn't know the Uncle Ben in the.
Oh, okay.
I know the Uncle Ben in the Tobey Maguire he's famous, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I was like, I know Martin Sheen's dad. I've always seen him in things. But yeah, like so, like overall, I think what we think about, like, you know, I know it's easy to cast Andrew Garfield aside for the Spider-Man's roles, but I think he generally did, like, he loves the character.
Right. And by saying he is like my least favorite Spider-Man, please in no way take that as I hated those Spider-Man movies or anything like. They were fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I haven't had a problem with any of the Spider-Man movies. I'm like, I just feel like the Tobey Maguire's third is the clunkiest.
Yeah.
So that's probably my least favorite Spider-Man movie. But again, it's not that I hate that. I thought that they did a decent job with Venom. And I think that him in his black suit was super fantastic from a comic perspective.
Yeah, from a comic perspective. I think in the third movie for the Tobey Maguire, the only issue is it was severely miscasted with Tobey Maguire, not Tobey Maguire, friggin' Eric from that 70s, Topher Grace. Severely miscasted him as Brock.
Yeah.
Because all right, so I've been working on this video and I just want to give you a little sneak peek, right? But imagine this, right? It's 2007 when that movie came out, 2006, somewhere around that, along those lines, right? You know, you're trying to find out who can I find that's a big enough build to beat Eddie Brock to so it doesn't look ridiculous when he's in the Venom type of suit, right? You know, but like then you pick Topher Grace, which is a huge mistake. Dude's a string bean. He should have been Carnage.
Oh,
super good little psycho moment that he had in the Predator movie with Adrian Brody.
Yes,
where he flipped a switch and he was like a psychopath. I liked it. I was like, you know what? He would have been a really good Carnage. But check this out, Dane Cook.
Okay.
Dane Cook as the snarky Eddie Brock character in Sam Raimi, because it fits right in that timeline.
It does.
Dane Cook was getting really famous during that time, and he fits he looks like he could bully Tobey Maguire.
Oh, definitely.
He's I think, I don't know how tall each of them are, but if in my head Dane Cook is at least like 4 inches taller than Tobey Maguire,
Right?
Which I'm pretty sure, I don't think he is, but. It's
Right,
funny
and he's not a big build, but he's big enough. And if you put him in a movie like this, you give him 6 months to get
to
a trainer,
bulk up.
and
Oh yeah, then you get that potato chip chest.
Yeah.
It's broad in the thing. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, that would have been really good.
As a comedian, I wouldn't have thought of that, but now that you say it, that's like I'm a big Dane Cook fan, and I feel like he could have really nailed that part.
Right. And I thought about that casting choice when I was trying to write my video essay on it, and I was like, I really don't want to do Ryan Reynolds in this role, because Ryan Reynolds at this point kind of feels like almost like a safe choice to do, like, someone who's gonna bully somebody. And I was like, no, you know what would be really good. And I was like, all right, give me stars from 2004 to 2007. I looked it up on Google. Who's like the hottest male stars?
But yeah, I think Dane Cook has got a little tougher looking face than Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, because especially like the funny thing about it is, for me, my Venom is the 1994 or 1996 animated series for Spider-Man. And I always thought the Brock in there, he was like, dude, he's too big to be a photographer. He should be on the football field. But if you wanted to scale it down to Eddie Brock, I was like, Dane Cook would have been so good. Now, let's talk about Tom Holland Spider-Man, best and worst. Where are you at, Colby, for the best parts of Tom Holland Spider-Man?
I think that he's like the attitude like that I expect from Spider-Man. He's the right age. He's the right look. He's awkward nerdy enough, but not overly nerdy and not like geek.
Yeah.
So like it and I feel like they did a great job casting his friends. Like, it made him fit that part even better.
Yeah, it's nice because, freaking Hobgoblin, he looks about the same age as him.
Yeah.
Freaking Ned. Did you ever look up his full name? His full name is Hobgoblin's name.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I was like, is it going to be Hobgoblin? Oh, are we going to have a Filipino villain? That'd be so cool.
That would be and then
cool. What's it called? Yeah, and then freaking Zendaya.
Right.
I know a lot. Dude, remember the idiotic outcry that fucking fandoms were having about casting a black Mary Jane? Like, give it a shot before you shoot it down.
There's a few like things where like somebody has like an attribute that they're known for, and if you take that away, it changes things.
Yeah.
But like, you get a really good actress who can fill the part that they're supposed to,
and you'll forget.
Yeah.
Because like, I remember Twitter exploded, and I was just like, this is why people hate nerds.
Right.
Like, obviously, like, I don't know if you've been listening to this podcast long enough. I have a huge gripe with the Han Solo series being canceled because, and this is why I hate fandoms. I love like intellectual properties. I love things, and I will always give something a shot. Like a clear shot, because like Kobe was able to give me tickets to watch the Solo before it came out.
Oh yeah, because we did like a sneak peek.
Yeah, we got to do the sneak peek, and I was like, I was super excited about it, and then like I kept hearing like on Twitter like, why do we need a Han Solo story? I was like, why not?
Right.
Because like, and like the movie bombed for no reason, and I was mad because I kept thinking, I was like, if you took out all the Star Wars elements of this show or this movie, right? It now it's just a space smuggler story. Would have been amazing.
Right.
Everyone would be like, I love that so much. It almost reminds me of Han Solo. But then the moment you stick on the Star Wars tag to it, everyone's like, oh, that was trash.
So true. Yes, and I absolutely loved that movie.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. And I was, and then, if you're, I don't know how Roddy feels. We do have a friend, Mr. Danger, Rick Danger, who is this super Star Wars fan. I don't know how he felt about it. I hope he liked it. But for me, when we got to the end of the Solo movie, and we saw Darth Maul, cybernetic leg Darth Maul, I lost it.
Yes.
We have to see it. All right, Okobi, so what are the worst parts of Tom Holland Spider-Man?
I don't know if there's... man, it's hard to really dig up bad things. Those movies are just impeccably made. I don't...
He's stunted right now.
I am.
He didn't expect this question to come.
I didn't.
All right. I don't know if we have our friend Cassie listening to this, because she's like, Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man. He's the only Spider-Man to me now. All right. But because Spider-Man was introduced into such a large-scale project in the middle of it, you know, he got introduced in Civil War, and then after that, he got his own movie, Homecoming, and all that stuff. The Spider-Man that people got with Tom Holland was a Spider-Man I felt like was already too big. You know, like we didn't get to. I like to see the minor struggles of heroes. You know, and you know, I know a lot of people quote like, "Oh, everybody loves to see your hero fall," and it's not that. It's not that I want to see hero fall, but I just want to see, like, show me that you're having some trouble balancing. You know, we get a little bit of that,
right?
But like, you know, by the time he gets his own individual movies, he has a super suit. Yeah,
yeah.
And, you know, he gets all the cool gadgets. He has a spider drone. He gets super hearing. It's pretty much the Batman Beyond suit.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. And I think this is why we can't get a Batman Beyond movie. But yeah, I think that's what always bothered me, is like he had Iron Man to fall back on, you know, to help him. Like I remember watching the Homecoming movie and the scene where he splits, where what's it called, the ship, the liner splits open, and then he's holding it together. And I'm like, as I watched that, I was like, you're not going to elicit the same emotion for this scene that you did in Spider-Man 2 when Tobey Maguire was making that ugly face, holding, without assistance, he's putting out multiple webs, trying to, because he's using science.
He is.
Not like Karen, when he's like, you almost did it, Peter Parker. You only have 98%. Like, you know, it didn't elicit the same emotional response, because at the end of it, Iron Man was there to save him.
Right.
It's like, just imagine the emotional weight that we would have gotten if all those people died. Different Peter Parker.
Right.
And then obviously, you know, the second movie was again not about Peter Parker. It was about Peter Parker dealing with the death of Iron Man.
Right. I mean, like, it did show a lot of emotion.
Yeah.
Which was good, and like it developed his character a lot. But yeah, it's still
like it was like, yeah. That's why I had trouble with it. I love Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio, and the fact that like they actually showed a functionality to the dome.
Yes.
You know, that one, it kind of made that movie really great, and then obviously the ending, which was a lead up to what happens in the third movie for No Way Home. So before I get into this rant, I know everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, Barry is such a fucking Tom Holland hater. You must have not watched Uncharted 2." Again, severely miscasted. Nathan Drake. Tom Holland does not have the same charisma and the rugged good looks that Nathan Drake from the Uncharted. And also Mark Wahlberg as no. All right. I need a bald dude with a handlebar mustache to play that character. Like I am not gonna look at this, and everyone keeps telling me, he's like, well, Barry, he's supposed to be a young Nathan Drake, and he's young. So he's like, no, I can't picture him being bald with a handlebar mustache. Mark Wahlberg, no, he's gonna look like that when he's like 60, but he's just gonna have gray hair, and he looks like he says the N-word with a hard R because he's from Boston. That's the kind of old person I think Mark Wahlberg is gonna look like. But all right, so before I get into this whole rant about like, first I want to say I enjoyed No Way Home. It was fine to me, but Colby loves the Tom Holland. It's his favorite, or it's his best Spider-Man to him. So Colby, what did you like about No Way Home?
That was the what's it called?
The 3 Spider-Man movie.
The 3 Spider-Man movie. Okay. Yeah. Oh my goodness. It started a little slow.
Yeah.
But really, the best part is 3 Spider-Man. Like, it was really the interaction between them.
Yeah.
It was genius. Like the writing and the directing of that, and props to those two guys for coming back to because they could have said no
easily, but it's hard to turn down the check. That check must have been huge.
Right. That's right. I remember Robert Downey Jr. after Iron Man 3. He was like, that's my last Iron Man. I'm not doing it again. Oh. And they were like, never? And he's like, what? Unless Disney backs a truck of money up into my driveway. And then he was in like 4 more movies.
Exactly. I mean, and no, the fact that he also got a percentage of end games. I think he got 4% of like $100 billion movie.
Yeah.
His kids never gonna have to work again. Oh man. Oh, but so like, what else? Best part.
Yeah. Spider-Man. So that's definitely like the interaction between the Spider-Man. I thought it was a very complicated story that they told well, so it wasn't confusing. I mean, multiverse. They almost lucked out that the animated with Miles Morales came out first and introduced people to the multiverse.
Yeah,
made that much easier to understand what in that movie. I feel like that was super key, because that would have been a lot more explaining. It would have been probably another 15-20 minutes in that movie just to try to cover that, what the multiverse really was.
Yeah. I was kind of hoping that Nick Johnson was also going to be a Spider-Man in this movie, but he was going to because if you guys don't know, Nick from New Girl, who's played by Jake Johnson was the voice for the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh, okay.
Right? And so you know who I'm talking about, right? Yeah. And I was just like, I thought it would be so fucking hilarious if he just like stepped out of a portal with that voice in the top half Spider-Man, bottom half sweats.
Right.
It would have been amazing. Yeah, see, like for me, okay, so like their whole trials and tribulation, the first hour of that movie, right? Where it's like Peter Parker's like, I want everyone to forget I'm Spider-Man. Except for like, my aunt, my girlfriend, my best friend. I was like, I feel like these are a lot of things that should have been discussed prior to the spell. But also the situation where like he's like, I feel so bad, they can't go to college. I was like, it's like it's like you're like in 2020, like you don't have to go to college. Like Ned is already like MIT level hacking,
right,
and all that stuff. Just start your own business.
That's how you can tell that like the director producer of this movie are
fogies, old fogies.
Yeah, older. Because they're like, yeah, you got to go to college. That's
right. And I was like, there's no way to disprove Mysterio's claims that Spider-Man was the one that like launched this attack in in London. I was like, dude, there's no way. There's no way that like people at Tony Stark's company, Stark Industry, can't like deconstruct everything. There's like no way. So like, I think that's where like I was feeling like a boomer watching the first half, and then like because for me the movie really starts at Ned's house with his Filipino grandmother, and the Spider-Man come out.
Yes.
That's when the movie really starts for me. And I was like, that's when I started to really enjoy the movie. And I didn't want to feel like that, though. I was like, but for me, I was like, at least I enjoyed the other half. Yeah, because, like you said.
They had to come up with something to break the universe, to bridge the...
Yeah, the hit you with the nostalgia feels.
Yeah, but when they had to come up with some storyline that's going to alternate, open a dimension between these multiverses, and I like that was kind of they had to go with.
Yeah, because okay, so for me, I thought I would have loved it more if instead of like these people not being able to go to college because Peter Parker is Spider-Man, is this like Zendaya and what's it called, Ned, they get like kidnapped or something, in like they get put in life and death situations towards the beginning,
right?
And that's why Spider-Man wants to make everybody forget.
Right. Yeah,
like,
totally. The whole reason why he didn't ever want to come out as Peter Parker because he was scared for his aunt.
Oh yeah,
that they were going to come after.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, that they were going to come after his Aunt May because they knew that Peter Parker was Spider-Man and they were going to use his family and his friends against him. Yeah. They totally could have gone that direction.
I would have loved that because then, like, remember Spider-Man in House of M, where he was like beaten up and. You know, a lot of the people that he loved had like died.
Right.
I was like, if they had gone that way, I would have been super engaged.
Yeah.
I would have been like, oh my god, what if Ned dies, or what if Aunt May dies right here? But you know, obviously, you bring back. We get hit with a whole bunch of nostalgia. You know, we bring back Andrew Molina, who might have been getting paid like $2-3 million, but he's giving you a $10 million performance.
Right.
Friggin' William Dafoe.
Yep.
Oh. He brought it even more.
He's in some small movies, some big movies. I've never seen him not give 100%.
What a chameleon.
Yes.
Because I think even before that, you know, he had that movie with Robert Pattinson, The Lighthouse.
Yeah.
Or won awards and all that stuff.
Right.
And I'm like, man, I love William. Like, William Dafoe is just, he's on the same level to me as Nicolas Cage, you know, 100% in his roles, no slacking, and like, man, he beats the bricks off of Tom Holland. like Tom Holland is like in these huge like fights that are like universally ending fights.
Yes,
but he never gets his ass beat as hard as he does against the Green Goblin. And then, you know, Jamie Foxx did fine. The guy who played Sandman did fine.
Right.
But I really wish they could have given them more, but, you know, it's already hard enough. But, you know, I love, yeah, like Colby says, I love the fill in the blanks with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. I heard that whenever they were talking, it was off script.
Oh, okay.
So that makes it even more cooler when
does,
he's like...
Yeah.
He's like, you got a girlfriend? He's like, nah, I don't have time for Peter Parker stuff and all that stuff. That's why, like, sometimes, like, you know, when Toby's like, it's complicated, but I got a girl. We're not married yet, though, you know. Or, like, the little quips, like, he's like, are you gonna keep looking like a youth pastor?
Right, yep.
Or even the, you know, the rooftop, or the one where they're like, so does it come out of anywhere else? Those are like addressing the fans' questions about the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans,
right? Yeah,
which is great. You know, a lot of, or even the callback to like Andrew Garfield's like, "Do you need me to crack your back?" Another callback to what's it called, Tobey Maguire injuring his back on the set,
right?
And they're like, yeah, I got lower back problems too, swinging. Which is, those parts are like the best parts to me. And so, and then of course, obviously the way that it ends, where he's like, just make everybody forget about Peter Parker.
Right.
That's a tier above that spell, right? And then we do finally get the Peter Parker I was waiting for. He's broke, rent's due first of the month,
right?
And he has to make his own costume.
And then I don't know if I heard this on like a TikTok conspiracy or something like that, but somebody was like, at the very end, he's wearing like just the plain Spider-Man suit. It's not the Tony Stark Spider-Man suit. And they were like, what? Because Tony Stark's computer's all AI. So when it's like everybody forgets that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, that AI forgets too. Mm-hmm. And so he can't wear that suit because it doesn't recognize him as the wearer.
Oh, yeah.
So he has to go back to just old-time Spider-Man suit because...
Oh, because because Peter Parker is not gone, but Spider-Man still did all those events.
Yes.
So Tony Stark still would have given him a spider suit.
Right.
But then, like, now that all the data on Peter Parker is gone...
that suit doesn't recognize him as...
So the suits are still there, but it just doesn't
Yeah.
The one thing I want to know is, how did Peter Parker... how was he able to get an apartment in New York without... Social Security, without a license? But then again, I was like, oh, it's still New York, so under the table, people are still getting things. Another question too that a lot of people are asking about is like, well, the symbiote got left in his thing, but like, how would it know Peter Parker or whatever?
Right.
Someone had told me, someone who's like more adept with the whole Venom symbiote world, is apparently just like Peter Parker's spider senses, which is apparently multi-dimensional. That's why he could predict events, and that's why he was able to thwart Doctor Strange in the body, or when he was having his out-of-body experience. Apparently, the symbionts are also multi-dimensional beings, or they share some sort of hive network or something like that.
Okay.
Apparently, because in the upcoming Thor movie with Gore the God Butcher, his sword is apparently a symbiote.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. So, all right. So we're almost coming up to our hour, but I wanted to ask Colby one last question. Where do we go from here, though? With Tom Holland Tom Holland has already voiced that he wanted to take a break from acting. He's been busy. He's been a busy boy.
Right. They've done done a lot with with Phase 3 Marvel characters. Now they're in Phase 4. I could see them giving him a break. They could either go a Miles Morales direction, they could go a Spider-Gwen direction, so they still have a Spider person in their universe. Yeah. Without having to have him, and then they could just bring him in for like little bits if they wanted to.
Oh, so you're not even seeing him possibly return as Spider-Man fully.
Maybe not fully.
Oh. That'd be that'll kind of suck, because I want to see where he ends up now, but that's fine. I'm down for Miles Morales, Black Spider-Man, or Dominican Spider-Man, or Puerto Rican.
Let me tell you how much I enjoyed that movie.
Into the Spider-Verse?
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
That was, like, when I first saw commercials, I was like, I'm not going to go to the... Like, I've seen every Spider-Man movie in the theater. I'm like, I've seen every superhero movie, basically, in the theater. At least all the Marvel ones.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I'm not. And just people were like, you have to go see this. Mm-hmm. And that was one of those ones where I don't know, I expected so little. Even though people told me it was good, I expected it to be a cartoon.
Yeah.
And it blew me away how good it was.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was kind of surprised, but I think I have to watch it. It looks really cool. So I was like, at least if it looks really cool, I'll enjoy it. And then but the storytelling was like, I was like, damn, this is fucking good. This is a good Spider-Man movie.
Right? And the art, like the art style doesn't do it justice in like the trailer.
Oh yeah.
But it adds so much to the movie.
Yeah.
It's like a fourth dimension almost to that.
Yeah. It's kind of funny. I was like, the only like everything almost is pretty like up to scale as far as like real people, except for Kingpin.
Right.
Fridge.
Right.
Did you know the Spider-Man that dies into the Spider-Verse? Do you know who voiced him? Chris Pine.
Oh,
Steve Trevor. Yeah. I see. It's funny, right? Because Into the Spider-Verse had so many characters introduced all at once.
right.
And yet I love the way that they did the introductions. They're like, let's get this over with. I'm Spider-Gwen. Used to be in a band. My best friend died right in front of me. Now I'd rather be alone. I love that. You know?
Right. And you got like
Nick Cage.
eight origin stories
Yeah.
back to back in like 7 minutes.
Yeah.
And then it was like, let's go on with the movie. Yeah, that was perfect.
Yeah, it's sometimes I light a match just to watch it burn so I could feel something. Nick Cage, perfect. I loved him as noir Spider-Man.
Everything's better with Nick Cage.
But yeah, so I'm excited for the sequel.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to watch that in theaters,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we want to thank you guys for coming, hopefully enjoying our discussion episode. It's a little bit more lax, a little less structured. Obviously, you guys got to see us go all over the place. Sometimes we'd even talk about Spider-Man. But I hope you guys enjoyed that. Make sure to check out our links down below. We're also, like I said, I don't know. Actually, I don't know when this is coming out. But we are going to start a YouTube channel where we do commentary on a lot of more popular, not more popular things, but more recent things. Like maybe we'll do Stranger Things. Maybe we'll watch all the bad Netflix teen movies. I don't know. But it'll be a smorgasbord of content on there for you on our YouTube channel. And then obviously we're going to have the full content on our Patreon. Once we start that, we'll have like 3 very affordable tiers for you guys.
Yep.
You know, nothing too big. Hopefully enough to keep buying us 4 for $4 from Wendy's, because one is finally opening up down the street.
We'll do a video of us watching a movie when we can afford our first meal.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, well, make sure you check all that down below. We also have our Amazon affiliate links that help with that too. Check that out.
But like you were saying, check down below on our socials. Probably the best way to follow us, the best way to keep up with when those things are happening. Our Twitter and our Facebook. And that way you can like and share and send us a comment.
Yeah, Colby is the most he's the most active on there. I've started to do a little bit more on our Twitter page. I mean, been talking to people. So, and then we I don't know if you have it tagged or saved on your phone.
I do.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you got to see like an influx of people following us.
Oh,
which
yeah.
is cool.
Uh-huh.
Because I've been trying to talk to more people on there, answering questions. We want to start putting up polls on there to just see what you guys want us to watch and all that stuff. So most definitely. Hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. My name is Barry.
This is Colby.
And this is Watch This. The person who does our theme music is Lee Rosevere. It's called Arcade Montage. It's on her album, Music for Podcast 3, and her Bandcamp is down below.
Thank you.